After 35 years of marriage, Martha woke up one morning and looked at her husband Tom sleeping next to her. Instead of the warm feelings she once had, she felt nothing, maybe even a touch of resentment. How could this happen after decades together? This isn't just Martha's story. It's happening in bedrooms and living rooms across America. Dear friends, today we're talking about something many women experience, but few discuss openly. After decades of marriage, sometimes women find themselves feeling disconnected or even resentful toward the men they once adored. If you're experiencing this, you're not alone and you're not a bad person. What causes this shift? Is it inevitable? And most importantly, can you rekindle what's been lost? These questions matter because your happiness in your golden years depends on resolving these feelings. The quality of your relationship directly affects your health, your stress levels, and even how long you'll live. As we go through these 7 common reasons women begin to dislike their husbands after 60, you might recognize your own situation. And I promise by the end of this video you'll have practical steps to address these issues. Stay with me until the end, because the 7th reason is perhaps the most surprising and the one that once addressed can transform your relationship almost overnight. It's something that relationship experts rarely discuss, but I've seen it change lives. Reason number 1, feeling invisible. After decades together, many women feel their husbands no longer truly see them. Eleanor, a 68-year-old retired teacher, shared her experience with me over coffee last month. He asks me what's for dinner while I'm in the middle of telling him about my day, she sighed. Sometimes I wonder if I could disappear entirely and he'd only notice when his meal stopped appearing. This feeling of invisibility isn't just emotionally painful. It has scientific backing. Researchers at the University of Michigan found that being ignored by a spouse triggers the same brain regions as physical pain. When we're repeatedly unheard or unacknowledged, our brains register it as a threat, creating genuine distress. The solution starts with clear communication. Rather than harboring resentment, try this approach. I'm feeling unheard when I share things with you. When you continue watching TV while I'm talking, I feel invisible. Could we have 15 minutes of focused conversation each day? Make it easy by scheduling this time, perhaps after dinner or before bed. The key is consistency and full attention. No phones, no television, just connection. For husbands reading this, small acknowledgments go a long way. A simple, "I hear you," or repeating back what your wife said shows you're present and engaged. Have you ever felt invisible in your relationship? Type "seen" in the comments if this resonates with you, and share one small way your spouse could make you feel more acknowledged. If you are still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you are here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Reason number 2, retirement role reversal. When retirement arrives, the carefully choreographed dance of responsibilities that couples perfected over decades suddenly changes tempo. Barbara, who I met at my neighborhood walking group, put it perfectly. Frank was always the CEO at work. Now he's trying to be the CEO of our kitchen, questioning how I load the dishwasher after I've been doing it for 40 years. This role confusion happens because retirement fundamentally changes our identities. A study from Cornell University found that men often struggle more with this transition, as their identity is typically more connected to their professional roles. When that identity disappears, they sometimes try to establish control in domestic spaces, areas where their wives have developed expertise and systems. The scientific explanation is simple. Humans crave purpose and control. When men lose their workplace domain, they instinctively seek new territories to manage, often unwittingly stepping into spaces their wives have long considered their own. The solution requires patience and explicit conversations about domains and boundaries. Try creating a domestic partnership agreement where you discuss and divide household responsibilities based on preferences and skills, not gender or past patterns. Consider saying, "I appreciate your help around the house, but when you reorganize my kitchen without asking, I feel my experience isn't valued. Could we discuss which household areas each of us will manage?" This isn't about territory wars, but about acknowledging expertise and respecting boundaries while creating new balanced roles in retirement. Has your relationship experienced tension after retirement? Share your experience by typing AG just in the comments and tell us one way you've successfully navigated this transition. Reason number 3, health concerns turn to criticism. As we age, health naturally becomes a bigger concern, but sometimes genuine worry transforms into constant criticism that strains relationships. Jane, a vibrant 75-year-old, shared her frustration during our book club. Robert had a minor heart scare last year. Now I can't serve a meal without him interrogating me about the sodium content. I know he's worried about his health, but it feels like he doesn't trust me after cooking for him for 50 years. This pattern is remarkably common. The Cleveland Clinic found that after health scares, spouses often develop monitoring behaviors that, while well-intentioned, can feel like persistent criticism to their partners. The science behind this is fascinating. When we fear losing someone we love, our protective instincts activate. The amygdala, our brain's fear center, goes into overdrive, causing us to focus obsessively on potential threats. For the person being monitored, this feels like constant criticism rather than care. The solution involves recognizing the love behind these behaviors while establishing healthier boundaries. Try saying, "I know you're concerned about my health, and I appreciate that you care, but when you question every meal I prepare, I feel my judgment isn't trusted. Could we agree that I'll handle our day-to-day nutrition and we'll consult doctors together for major decisions?" For those doing the monitoring, remember that stress from constant criticism can be more dangerous than occasional dietary indulgences. Focus on enjoying life together rather than controlling every health variable. Have health concerns created tension in your relationship? Type care in the comments if you've experienced this, and share one way you found balance between showing concern and giving space. Reason number 4, financial insecurity and blame. Money worries don't disappear with age. Sometimes they intensify, especially when living on fixed incomes. Donna, a 67-year-old former nurse, confided in me during our morning walks. When Bill made investments without consulting me and we lost money for our granddaughter's college fund, I couldn't look at him the same way. I know he meant well, but now I question his judgment about everything. Financial disagreements are the leading predictor of divorce across all age groups, according to research from Kansas State University. But they're particularly damaging after 60 when earning potential decreases and time to recover from financial setbacks is limited. The brain science explains why money conflicts cut so deep. Financial security activates our basic survival instincts. When that security is threatened, especially by someone we trusted, our brains register it as a profound betrayal, even when no malice was intended. The solution isn't just better budgeting, it's rebuilding financial trust through complete transparency and shared decision-making. Consider creating a financial constitution for your relationship that requires both partners to approve any expense or investment over a certain amount. Try using this approach. I know you want what's best for us financially. When decisions are made without my input, I feel anxious and excluded. Could we agree to consult each other on any financial decision over $500? For couples who've experienced financial betrayal, rebuilding trust takes time. Start with small joint decisions and gradually work up to larger ones as confidence returns. Has financial disagreement created distance in your relationship? Type trust in the comments if this resonates with you, and share how you've navigated money conversations in your relationship. Reason number 5, unresolved past hurts. As life slows down in retirement, unaddressed wounds from the past often resurface. Margaret, who attends my neighbor's art class, shared her experience. For decades, I was too busy raising kids and working to really process how deeply my husband's affair in our 30s hurt me. Now, 30 years later, I find myself looking at him sometimes and feeling that pain like it was yesterday. This psychological phenomenon has a name: delayed grief response. Harvard researchers found that when we're busy with careers and child-rearing, we often suppress emotional processing. When retirement provides more time for reflection, these unresolved feelings demand attention. Neurologically, emotional memories are stored differently than other memories. They don't fade naturally with time unless they're actively processed. That's why a 30-year-old hurt can feel surprisingly fresh. The solution isn't to bury these feelings again, but to finally address them, perhaps with professional guidance. Consider saying, There's something from our past that I realize I've never fully healed from. I'd like us to talk about it, not to blame you, but because I want to move forward without this weight. For many couples, this conversation is too charged to navigate alone. A counselor who specializes in relationships for older adults can provide invaluable structure and support. The good news? Research shows that couples who successfully process old wounds often develop deeper bonds than those who never face significant challenges. Have past hurts resurfaced in your relationship as you've gotten older? Type healing in the comments if you're working through old wounds, and share what has helped you move forward. Reason number 6, diverging interests and lifestyles. After raising families and building careers side by side, many couples discover they've grown in different directions. Susan, a 71-year-old who recently joined my book club, explained her situation perfectly. When the kids were home, Joe and I were united in purpose. Now I want to travel and take classes, while he's content watching TV and puttering in the garage. Sometimes I wonder if we have anything in common anymore. This growing apart isn't just perception, it's backed by developmental psychology. Dr. Laura Carstensen of Stanford University found that as we age, our focus shifts toward activities that provide emotional meaning. The challenge arises when spouses discover their sources of meaning differ significantly. The neurological explanation is fascinating. As we age, our brains become more specialized, strengthening neural pathways for activities we find rewarding. When spouses have reinforced different pathways over decades, their natural inclinations increasingly diverge. The solution isn't forcing shared interests, but creating a relationship structure that supports both connection and independence. Try the 60-30-10 approach. Spend 60% of your leisure time doing what you both enjoy, 30% pursuing separate interests, and 10% trying each other's preferences with an open mind. Consider this conversation. I value our relationship and also my painting class that brings me joy. Could we create a schedule that gives us quality time together while also supporting our individual interests? Remember, strong marriages don't require identical interests. They need mutual respect for each person's passions and regular connection points that both partners value. Have you and your spouse developed different interests over the years? Type balance in the comments if you're navigating this challenge, and share one way you've maintained connection while pursuing separate activities. If you are still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you are here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Reason number 7, the lost art of appreciation. This final reason might be the most powerful of all, and the one most couples overlook. Ruth, my 82-year-old neighbor who recently celebrated her 60th wedding anniversary, shared her wisdom. When Harold and I hit a rough patch in our 70s, our counselor asked when we last expressed genuine appreciation for each other. We were embarrassed to admit it had been months, maybe years. Changing that one habit transformed everything. Research from the Gottman Institute, which has studied thousands of couples over decades, found that relationships need at least 5 positive interactions to counterbalance each negative one. As marriages age, many couples stop actively appreciating each other, creating an invisible deficit that gradually erodes connection. Neurologically, appreciation activates the brain's reward centers, releasing dopamine and creating positive associations with the person who triggered this response. Without regular appreciation, relationships literally become less rewarding on a brain chemistry level. The solution is beautifully simple. Create a daily appreciation practice. Each day, share one specific thing you value about your spouse. The key is specificity. Not "thanks for being nice," but "I appreciate how you brought me coffee this morning when you saw I was tired." Try this approach. I've realized I don't tell you often enough what I appreciate about you. I'd like us to share one thing we're grateful for about each other each day. Would you be willing to try this with me? For many couples, this single practice creates the most dramatic positive change. When we feel genuinely valued, many other relationship frustrations become easier to navigate. Has appreciation faded in your relationship over the years? Type "grateful" in the comments if you're committed to expressing more appreciation, and share one thing you value about your partner. As we've explored these 7 reasons, women sometimes begin to dislike their husbands after 60. Perhaps you recognized your own relationship challenges. Remember, awareness is the first step toward positive change. These feelings don't mean your marriage is failing or that you've chosen the wrong partner. They simply signal that your relationship needs attention and care, just as a garden needs tending even after decades of growth. The golden years can truly be golden in your relationship if you're willing to address these issues with honesty, compassion, and a commitment to growth. Many couples report that their relationship after 60 becomes richer and more fulfilling than ever before once they navigate these common challenges. I'd love to hear your experiences. Which of these reasons resonated most with you? What strategies have helped you maintain connection in your relationship? Your wisdom might be exactly what another viewer needs to hear today. If you found value in this video, please like and subscribe to our channel. Your support allows us to continue creating content that addresses the real challenges of aging with dignity and joy. And please share this video with a friend who might benefit from this conversation. Sometimes knowing we're not alone in our struggles is the greatest gift we can give. Until next time, remember that it's never too late to create the relationship you desire. Your best years may still be ahead.